So I'm actually on the site of the canal camp of the Japanese American internment camps that were started back in 1942 when Franklin Delano Roosevelt signed a proclamation, 9066, gathering up all Japanese Americans and putting them in these internment camps. Well, today it's about 105, 110 degrees, and some of these buildings, which were portable like military barracks, had no air conditioning, no fans, no swamp coolers. They held up to 4 or 5 families at a time, each averaging about 4 to 5 members in the family. And it must have got pretty hot because I'm pretty warm out here right now. They had no bathroom facilities in those barracks. They had no kitchens. They had to actually travel to the kitchens and also travel to the bathrooms. Those bathrooms, unfortunately, had no real privacy. The stalls were pretty much open, as well as the showers. One of my favorite TV shows back in the 70s was Happy Days, and the owner of the restaurant was a guy by the name of Arnold. His real name was Pat Morita, but did you know that Pat also spent several years at the Gila River Internment Center as a child, beginning at age 2? Here's Pat Morita.
The war was on, and so I was escorted by an FBI guy to join my parents at an internment camp in the middle of Arizona. And I felt like I was some kind of big deal because an FBI guy carrying a piece, I mean, being escorted. Hey, you know. The first one we were in was called Gila, G-I-L-A, as in the Gila River Internment Center. They were America's versions of concentration camps. Anyway, I stayed about a year and a half, and we moved from Gila to Tule Lake.
Another star that you may know and well love is George Takei from Star Trek, who also was incarcerated here during the war. This appears to be an old, abandoned trailer park here in Bab Chul, right across from the community center, which is also closed. I'm not sure if that was a registration room or maybe a small variety store, but you can see a lot of the places where people could connect all of their electricity and services here. This is another view of the stage area or residence. Most of the work that the internees did was farmed. Some of them worked for the U.S. government during the wartime effort, as well as some of them worked for the wartime effort, but manufacturing. And sadly, a lot of them did not make it through because of stress-related illness and, of course, heat. Many of them were small children, but the way it actually went was men were gathered up first, and then the rest of the families. They only had about 48 hours to be picked up in front of their homes and taken to a special place for about 3 to 4 months where they lived before they were actually put in these camps. There are 5 camps actually in Arizona. This one here, the Canal, the Butte, and Poston were the 3 biggest. A total of about 15,000 were actually interned here. And they actually named this Rivers, Arizona. But Rivers, Arizona never really existed. That's because the U.S. government decided to take the land and try to build another village without the permission of the Gila River Indian community. A plaque at the base of the monument reads, "While their families were interned at Gila River, many U.S. citizens of Japanese ancestry volunteered to serve or were inducted into the U.S. military services. They fought on both the European and Pacific fronts in defense of the United States. Sacrifices were made by these Americans of Japanese ancestry to demonstrate loyalty to the United States of America." Listed on that plaque are the names of the following Japanese-American servicemen and women who had been interned at the Gila River War Relocation Center who died while serving the U.S. military in World War II.